I'm Nivra Jendra, and this is the Embodied Ayurveda podcast. Here you receive high level, authentic, and comprehensive Ayurvedic and yogic insights so that you can truly level up your wellness practices and profession. Today, I really want to get into an example of what is possible with Ayurveda. Because people ask me, so what exactly is it that you do, Niv? What is Ayurveda? Is it therapy? Is it life coaching? Is it nutrition plan? Is it breathing? What is it? Now, you all know that my signature program is the Embodied Ayurveda certification program, which actually consists of three main components. The first being for 12 to 16 weeks, depending on which cohort you're in, I help you activate your innate healing mechanisms. I help you align your mind, body, spirit to the truth of your unique energetic blueprint. From cellular detoxification to optimizing your gut health to repatterning limiting beliefs. I guide you through the embodiment of ancient wisdom so that you are now able to step into your purpose here with more vitality, with more radiance, with more confidence, with more clarity. But again, what exactly does this entail? And I'm not going to pretend like every Ayurvedic practitioner works precisely the same way. This is the beauty of Ayurveda. It's a set of principles that get to be applied depending on the unique context and applied very specifically depending on the practitioner. It's really dependent on the practitioner's individual wisdom and rationale. So know that when I take you through the potential and capacity of Ayurveda, I'm speaking mostly to the way in which I work in my practice, in my profession. And know that other practitioners work in their own unique ways. But fundamentally, the frameworks that we apply are the same. How we choose to apply them is unique to us. So again, what does this entail? So I wanted to walk you through the more precise details using exact words of one of my recent clients, Eleanor Grace. She just shared this with me so vulnerably, so generously. And I really want you to feel her in your own presence. I want you to feel her in your own truth, your own experience, and just really feel into this deep level of transformation that is possible for you, as well as your loved ones, as well as your students, as well as your clients. So when I met Eleanor, and by the way, she's from the US. She's this absolutely stunning woman in her late 30s, very well versed in multiple healing modalities, creative modalities. She's a seasoned coach herself, but has come in and out of committing her full time to that work and then doing some other things on the side. So when she came to me, she was having these experiences of exhaustion and lethargy that she just wasn't able to shake off. In her own words, she says, "My aliveness and vitality was dormant before our time together, like a little seed deep in the earth, waiting for water, warmth, tending, and the change of seasons. There are times in my life I'd touched it and experienced aspects of this aliveness, but it never stayed around, or perhaps it just got buried beneath the weight of my own suffering. Before our work together, I was immersed in a lifelong struggle with getting out of bed in the morning, low energy, the experience of depression, and not really wanting to meet my own life, let alone other people. When I met Niv, my whole system was depleted, financially, energetically, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I honestly never thought I'd be a morning person, that I'd ever be able to have some sort of routine or structure to my day, or that I would ever move out of my experiences of depression and low energy and hopelessness in a long lasting way. So, coming back to my words now, Niv, Within my first session with Eleanor, I understood immediately through using Ayurvedic principles that a fog of heaviness had clouded Eleanor from her deeper wisdom. And my work here would be to gently guide her towards foods, herbs, prayer, lifestyle that would make that process of meeting herself so much more seamless. And that's it, because just by transforming and alchemizing that energy of heaviness, I knew Eleanor would experience the radiance and vitality that was there waiting to be activated within her. The question then is, why did Eleanor choose me to work with her? There are thousands of practitioners out there. It's not like she has an Ayurvedic background. But I think what Eleanor understood was that it's so important to choose your guide, your mentor, your teacher, your healer, not based on optics, not based on glamour, not based on the institution that backs them up, but because somewhere deep in your heart, you feel an alignment and a resonance. Like many of you listening right now, Eleanor found my work via Instagram. And this is in her words again. So, again, just feel into what resonates with you. Take that, leave the rest. So, in her words again, the sensation she experienced. Everything you shared felt very clear, simple yet profound, and deeply rooted in reality. You also had a fierce conviction about what you shared, calling me forward. It felt like it cut through the bullshit of a lot of the noise you just see and hear online. Your own aliveness and vulnerability regarding your own path touched me. It didn't feel like you were selling something, but that something was very alive, moving through you, and it ignited my own heart. I know that now to be ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and the pulsing heart of God. Telling you, Eleanor is tuned in. She goes on to say, in our connection call, I felt safe with you to be completely raw and vulnerable about where I was in my life. You didn't overly coddle me, yet you were incredibly compassionate. And again, you touched the seed within me of my own aliveness. I felt very seen at a soul level, beyond the wounds, the stories, and the fears I was sharing with you. When I mentioned all the reasons it maybe wouldn't work to step in together, the logistical hurdles I'd have to overcome for us to work together, your response was, it is already yours. That shook me awake. In my heart, I knew I'd already said yes and we'd already stepped in together. I chose to open, to receive this gift fully and completely. The rest was in the hands of the divine. I mean, how absolutely stunning is that? I really feel this so deeply about my students and clients that there is actually truly a soul level transmission happening. And so the integrations that are received are just received with a different type of acceptance, receptivity, and power. I really get to love you in this deep way. And that is such a big blessing of this work. I have to say that that is why the transformation is really so incredible, because it's not just some talk therapy or intellectual stuff. It is embodied wisdom shared with you in all these various forms. For example, I am understanding what precise routine, meal plan, kitchen herbs are going to best support your unique brilliance. I am understanding what kinds of inner practices and rituals you need to bring your devotion to. I see the karmic cycles you are locked into and you need to lean into. I see the values you have neglected and need to now prioritize. I see the pranayam that will support your immune system best. I guide you through Vedic teachings that will help you alchemize your own deep woundings. And most importantly, I empower you with your own connection to the divine. But let's read what Eleanor's experience has been in her own words. So we're going to shift back to Eleanor's words. She says, "My experience of depression has radically shifted. I no longer dread getting out of bed in the mornings, and if I experience some low energy or negative thought loops, it only lasts for a few hours or maybe just an off day. But my mental and emotional experience has completely changed. There is an ebb and flow, but it's not extreme or overwhelming anymore. I've gone months now feeling so much more balanced and steady internally. When there are challenges, I can meet myself with so much more grace, love, and patience, which radically shifts how long I stay within my own suffering. My relationships with others have grown exponentially, deepening old relationships and being open to forming new ones after months of keeping to myself. My sleep, eating, and movement patterns have completely shifted to more steady routines. While there is some structure, it also allows for flow and creativity. I now get up around 6:30, 7 a.m. every morning, even on the weekends. It no longer suits me to sleep in. It feels like I'd be missing out on this life, the opportunity to greet this brand new day and the gifts that will inevitably unfold. I do not have a strict diet, but I still hear Niv speaking in my head about choosing elevated foods, and it's a choice every day. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but I'm so much more attuned to how certain foods impact my mood and my energy. I have been so inspired to create new, beautiful, nourishing meals for myself, and if I'm eating out, I will no longer settle for junk. It just no longer pulls me, and I don't want to waste my money on it. I'm reorienting to what I truly deserve, foods that make me feel alive and deeply nourished, a full night of rest, communion with the divine, and my body on a daily basis, rich friendships, allowing space and time for my energy to build so I can offer my God given gifts with abundance and vitality to my community. I now truly understand what it means to be in active devotion with every breath, step I take, and day of my life. Devotion to the divine, our web of connection, folks in my community, family, friends, to myself, my physical, mental, emotional, energetic health, my finances, my heart and soul. To love myself as God loves me, unconditionally, with patience, compassion, and grace, no matter what state or story I may get lost in. No matter if I veer off into an old pattern or addictive behavior, as Niv shared, you will always return. The truth is now deeply rooted in my being. That will never be shaken. These 3 months with Niv, God, and Ayurvedic wisdom have been nothing short of a life-changing experience. It's not because I'm a completely different person or I've completely shifted out of all my compulsive behaviors, but the seed of aliveness within me has been engaged. It's growing, it's taking roots. With all I learned with Niv, I just keep tending to the seed, now sprout, daily with curiosity, compassion, and care. This is what sustainable change and growth looks like. My false identities, the untruths, and protection mechanisms are continuing to shed. I feel more at home within me at a soul level. There is a gentle hum and serenity at the core of my being, which doesn't go away no matter what challenges I may face day to day. I also can hold all the parts of me that I'd spent years pushing away, that I deemed unworthy or unlovable, which shifts how I'm able to be with others as they are, not as I want them to be. My ability to receive and give love has radically shifted. The work with Niv is foundational and will impact all other areas of your life. If you're considering stepping in with Niv and something is stirring in you, say yes. Choose to receive this gift with an open heart. It will not only change your life, but ripple out to those within your community. I'm just feeling so deeply moved. And then Eleanor goes on to say, I'm noticing as I write, words themselves feel limited in sharing the depth and breadth of our experience together, Niv. But I know you know my heart. You walked this with me and felt it too. I pray there is something here you can share with others to invite them in. I bow in deep gratitude and reverence to you, to your mentors and teachers of Ayurvedic medicine specifically, and all those who've impacted your life. I give thanks to God for all that pulses through you, the challenges, the lessons, the gifts, the love, experiences you've had in your life to lead you here with me. Thank you. Thank you for your courage, vulnerability, trust in me, and being dedicated to the truth that seemingly flows so effortlessly from you. This gift you shared with me will continue to grow and flow through me to be shared with others I meet. It's hard for me, and I'm speaking back in Niv's words, my own words. It's hard for me to describe the work I do in words too. When I tell you that I help you activate your innate healing mechanisms, I think the issue is that you don't realize the power of your own body's wisdom. I think people don't realize the deep brilliance that is waiting to be tapped into. All the fears and the distortions that need to be like purged, cleansed, detoxified in order for you to be seated in the power of your own truth and purpose. I feel so blessed that the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and the Vedas has been awakened within me in this lifetime. And I feel so deeply honored when you trust in me to share this with you and to hold you, and that you in this lifetime are ready to receive me at this level. So I hope this gives you, I'm sorry, I got quite emotional because it is really emotional. I mean, it is just so, yeah, it's so incredible. Such a blessing, this work, and you who choose to step into it. And that this wisdom is accessible to us. And that I get to teach you so that you get to do this work too. It's pretty crazy. So just know when you are ready, when you feel called, know that this is already yours. It's already yours. You can check the show notes below, all the details to apply, to work with me at this high level. I have a high level apprenticeship certification program. I go through it all with you. I equip you, I mentor you, I help you in this level of healing and transformation. This is Embodied Ayurveda, and I am your favorite Ayurvedic teacher and mentor, Niv. You can find me on Instagram at the rate your health compass. And I hope that you are tapping into that deep sense of excitement and inspiration and celebration that is there in your bones today. And I hope that you are receiving me with the depth that I am receiving you because I feel you all. So until next time, goodbye.